Hello students, today I am starting with the next chapter, some special functions in mathematical physics. The first function which you will be studying is the gamma function. Only the basic idea of the gamma function will be given to you and not the details of it. Gamma of some number. Now this number can be integer like 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2 and so on. Or it can be also non-integer like plus or minus half, plus or minus 4 by 3, plus or minus 13 by 3 and so on. The gamma of the number is defined as a definite integral going from 0 to infinity e raised to minus x raised to n minus 1 dx. So that is, this integrand is a product of two functions e raised to minus x raised to n minus 1. Now by regular method you can evaluate this integral by method of integration by parts. But the same integral can be evaluated very easily by using the properties of this gamma of number n. Sometimes there are integrals which can be transformed into this type of integral, and hence those type of integrals can be also evaluated by using the property of gamma function. Now in this case, in the integrand, it can be e raised to minus t raised to n minus 1 dt, or e raised to minus p raised to n minus 1 dp. So if you change the symbol for variable, it doesn't matter. So essentially the gamma function is used to evaluate the integral which is of this form, or evaluate the integral which can be transformed into this form. Now let us study the properties of the gamma function. Now these properties can be easily proved, but the proofs of this are not there in your syllabus. The first property is proved in your notes. So what we require is the expression for these properties for the application. Now first property is gamma of 1 equal to 1. So in the definition of the gamma function, n equal to 1 and gamma of 1 equal to 1. Then second property is gamma of n plus 1 equal to n times gamma of n. Now here n can be integer or it can be non-integer, and this is very useful property. Third property is gamma of n plus 1 equal to n factorial, but here n has to be positive integer because the factorial of negative numbers or non-integer does not exist. So n factorial means n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 up to 1. Then the fourth property is gamma of half equal to root of pi. So all these four properties you have to know in order to evaluate any integral of the form of the gamma function or integral which can be converted into the gamma function. In this problem, we will see how to find a gamma of a given number. Here, you have to evaluate gamma of minus 5 by 2. So we start with gamma of half, which is equal to gamma of minus half plus 1, because half is minus half plus 1. And we know that gamma of phi is root of pi. That is from the one of the property of the gamma function. Then we make use of the property gamma of n plus 1 equal to n times gamma of n. So here n is minus half, n plus 1 here, so n is minus half. So n of minus half plus 1, gamma of minus half plus 1 is nothing but minus half into gamma of minus half. Again we write this minus half as minus 3 by 2 plus 1. Again we use this property that gamma of n plus 1 equal to n into gamma of n. So gamma of minus 3 by 2 plus 1, here n is minus 3 by 2. So it is equal to minus 3 by 2 gamma of minus 3 by 2. Gamma of minus 3 by 2. So minus 3 by 2 we have written here as minus 5 by 2 plus 1 in order to use the property that gamma of n plus 1 equal to n times gamma of n. Here n equal to minus 5 by 2. So gamma of minus 5 by 2 plus 1 is minus 5 by 2 into gamma of minus 5 by 2. So then we multiply these first brackets, we get minus 15 by 8, and then after simplifying we get gamma of minus 5 by 2 equal to minus 8 by 15 into root of pi. To evaluate the integral which is exactly in the form of gamma of number n, we can directly calculate that gamma of n, and hence we can find that value of that integral. But suppose the given integral is not in the exact form of the gamma function, then we try to transform that integral into the integral which is the form of the gamma function. And here is the problem. Here we have to find the integral from 0 to infinity of fourth root of x into e raised to minus root of x. So in order to convert this into the gamma function, we write here or substitute root of x equal to t. Therefore x equal to t square. When you find dx by dt, we get dx equal to 2t dt. Then substitute this in above equation. So here fourth root of x turns out to be the t raised to 1 by 2 and into e raised to minus t, and dx is 2t dt. Then that 2 comes out and this t raised to half and t raised to 1 become t raised to 3 by 2. So now the integral becomes 2 into integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus t, t raised to 3 by 2 dt. Now this integral is of the same form as that of gamma function, only here instead of x what is there is t. Then we write this as that 3 by 2 is written as 5 by 2 minus 1, and comparing this with the gamma function which is integral 0 to infinity e raised to minus x, x raised to n minus 1 dx. So here x is t and n is 5 by 2. So the integral here is nothing but gamma of 5 by 2. To find that value of the gamma of 5 by 2, in order to use the one of the property, we write that 5 by 2 is 3 by 2 plus 1, and we know that gamma of n plus 1 equal to n times gamma of n. So that is n here is 3 by 2 and gamma of 3 by 2 plus 1 becomes 3 by 2 gamma of 3 by 2. Then again to find out gamma of 3 by 2, we write the 3 by 2 as 1 by 2 plus 1, and gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n times gamma of n. So that n is here half, so gamma of half plus 1 is half times gamma of half. but the gamma of half is root of pi. That is one of the property. So therefore, when you simplify this, what you get is 3 by 2 root of